I spent the last 100 days learning a new skill every single day.
That was the most crazy, most difficult, and most fun time in my life. So to understand everything, let's go back a little in time.
1 million, zillion, jillion, dillion, cotillion times later.
At the end of 2024, I put a challenge to myself, which I didn't know what I'm signing up for. The challenge was to learn 100 skills for 100 days straight. But the main goal from all this challenge wasn't really to learn all that silly skills. It was something more personal and more deep. Now, since I was a kid, like most of you, I had this dream to be a YouTuber, to make videos and all that. But as time passed by, I went to university, I started working, and this dream slowly faded away. Then one day, out of nowhere, this spark came out like that again. And I was like, I cannot let this dream slide again. So I have to put myself in the situation and learn how to make videos. Then shortly afterwards, all these questions within my head started to pop out, like what I'm going to be making videos about, what are people going to be thinking about it, how I'm going to record, how I'm going to edit, and all that kind of questions. So this is why I started this challenge, not just to learn all those skills, but to document everything along the way and put myself in a situation where I can learn something new every day about making videos. Now, in the beginning, when I started this challenge, I truly didn't think that I'm going to get any views or make any money from all this experience. It was more like a learning phase for myself. Every day, I put myself in a situation where it was uncomfortable. I doubted the process. Is this something good? Am I doing something right? But the most important thing I learned in this process, to cut out all this noise and just keep going. So I did, and finish this project. Now I want to share this experience with you. What are the results that I get from all that? How much money I made, how much followers we gathered, and most importantly, I received tons of questions during this process. I'm here to answer those. Now before we flip the page, I just wanted to let you know from the start that I'm not here to sell you anything. I'm just going to be talking about my experiences, and I want to share this with you. So now let's go back all the way to day 0, where all this was just an idea. All I knew that I want to learn a new skill every day for 100 days straight. And of course, the most difficult part wasn't really to learn that skill, but to be able to package all that into a video and be able to share this to the world. That was the challenging thing. So the first thing I did, I made this random wheel spinner where I put a bunch of skills randomly to spread out, and every day I woke up, spin this wheel, and whatever it lands on, this is the skill that I would be learning that day. Now let's talk about numbers a little bit. My first 12 videos did nothing. I posted to my TikTok, Instagram and YouTube, but overall it didn't really generate any views. On day 13, everything changed. The skill that I learned that day was something related to the monks. So I dressed up, went out to the woods, and started learning the skill that I haven't even heard about before. First of all, it was raining, it was muddy, and I did everything on live. The whole process of that video took me about 3 hours to make. Then afterwards, I packed everything, got back home, and started editing that specific video so I can post it at the end of the day. So I did just that and posted the video. Now, of course, I didn't have any expectation because I've been posting for 12 days straight and nothing really worked. But then the next day when I woke up, my phone blown up from all the notification. That video has gone extremely viral, and till today it is the most viewed video of mine. Millions of people watched it across social medias. Instagram 3 million, TikTok about 6 million, YouTube 2 million. Everything just blew up. All the emotions that I had in the moment, I cannot really express it. I was excited, I was happy, I was on top of the world. In the same time, I was lost, I didn't know what's next. I felt that I did something good. So after 10 days passed by, that same video was still raising significantly with numbers, but afterwards I wasn't really be able to make any good videos. I started to punish myself because I told myself that you just got lucky, this wasn't your hard work and all that. So that was one of the hardest moments in this journey. I felt unmotivated, I didn't want to go out to record, I was tired of everything, which just shown in the videos itself. So once again, I had to humble myself, sit back to the computer and get to work. I started to analyze my content, other creators' content, and I just had this huge sheet where I write down everything that I know about content and how I would be able to proceed within this challenge, because I knew one thing, that I'm not going to be giving up. So the days passed by, we're at day 33, where I posted another video, which worked. After I posted this video, I had the same exact energy that I had on day 13. This adrenaline, this excitement, but this time I tried to keep it in. So I posted day 34, 35 and 36 afterwards, and all of them has reached millions of people. I was able to do it 4 times in a row in completely different ideas and videos. So I get this confirmation within myself that it wasn't luck anymore. The numbers were increasing day by day, but then after a short period of time, I got comfortable. I stopped doing researches, I stopped analyzing my content, and I was just like making content and pushing it out, just so there is another video for that day, which was the second mistake of this journey. But I cannot really blame myself on that, and I don't know how I would have done it differently, because I was pushing myself every day, working 13, 14, 15 hours by myself behind the desk, so it was overwhelming. And I understand that I should have taken a little step back and paced myself for the long run. So when we reached the last 30 days of this whole challenge, I tried to push myself for one last time. I was telling myself every day when waking up, like, I cannot give up right now. I have to keep going. The end is very close. So fast forward with this whole challenge, and overall from 100 different days, 100 different skills, 100 different videos, I was able to generate over 200 million views and gathered about 200,000 followers across social medias. But if there is one thing I learned about all that challenge, is that I just have to keep going and adopt and learn along the way. Because now when I think back to all this challenge, the only thing that kept me going is really just to improve myself. And as soon as I started to have expectation that my video is going to be performing well and all that, I started to flop and fade away. But as long as I'm keep going and learning and adopting on the way, the results will follow anyway. Now let's talk about money a little bit. As I said, I had zero expectation to make any money from all that, so it was just a little bonus to myself. Now let's be clear, Instagram doesn't pay you anything. TikTok pays you for videos over 1 minute, and most of my videos were under 1 minute. So the only income stream that I had from all this was YouTube. Now to be clear, this challenge was 3 months ago, and till this day, I'm still getting money from my videos. But let's say this is my wallet. Everything that I made during this process, and I shut it down on day 100. How much I made till this day? About $1,200. But because it didn't stop there, and my work that I did for 100 days were compounding in the future, till this day, I was able to do $5,217, which is not bad comparing that I had zero expectation from all this. But I'm telling you once again that my intention was not to make money or to generate any views. So the most important skill I learned during this 100-day skill set project is to give up excuses. But now I want to answer the most common questions that I've been asked during this series. So the first question is, what were the hardest skill to pick up and learn? Now during this 100-day, I would say I learned 99 skills because one specific skill took me 2 days. I couldn't learn it in a day, which was the backflip. So if we compare the amount of time that it required me to learn it, I would say the backflip for sure. It was super difficult to overcome this mentally because I remember on the first day when I wanted to learn it, I had a mental block. And on the next day, I actually asked 2 of my friends to help me out, to give me some support so I can overcome this fear within my mind. And in that day, they helped me a lot and I were able to land a backflip. So once again, I want to thank them. Alright, next question. What kept you motivated for 100 days? As I said earlier, it was difficult, but my main concern was to learn. And I believe this was the mindset switch that kept me going because I had no expectation. Next question. How did this challenge change you mentally and physically? Oh, good question. So first of all, physically, a lot of these skills required me to go out and move. So I would say I'm more flexible now for sure, and maybe I was able to put up some muscles. But with the mental part, a lot of things changed. I'm way more confident talking to a camera because when I think back all the way before I started this challenge, when I hold the camera, I was fumbling all the time. I didn't know what to say. I was looking to people, what are they thinking on the street? I had all these internal feelings that I couldn't overcome. But I also learned creativity a lot because every video required me to put myself in a situation where I have to be creative because it's not the same thing doing over and over and over again. It was way more difficult because I had to go out, I had to do the specific challenge, I had to package it in a way that people actually like to watch it, create a story about it and all that. So yeah, it changed me a lot. Next question. What were the biggest takeaways from this experience? So many people thought that I was learning skills just so I can show off or something like that. They didn't know my intention behind it. And a lot of times, some of the skills were silly. They're like, oh, look at this guy, he's learning something stupid again. But my whole intention was really to learn about making content. So what I learned from that is really to not give a shit about what people think, what they are saying, because they don't know your intentions and they don't know where are you heading. So if you have a dream, don't let anybody talk you out of it. I know it is super difficult to avoid that advices coming from parents, your loved ones, your friends, but you have to understand one thing. They are giving you that advice based on their life experiences, based on their vision, which doesn't necessarily align with yours. So it is your duty to make them understand that I respect that, I understand it, I'm doing my own. Thank you. Which isn't easy, but of course, this is the experience that I had. Next question. What was the most rewarding moment? I would say till this day is the monk video of day 13. This became my signature move or signature video because it didn't matter how many times I reposted this video or I posted it to a completely new platform or social media, it always performed well. But answering this specific question, the rewarding moment, I would say, of course, finishing this challenge, knowing that I did it, and be able to relax afterwards for 2 weeks straight. Next question. What advice would you give to someone who wants to try a similar challenge? I mean, it depends what your intention is. First of all, putting yourself in a situation where you have to show up every day and put up something new is a challenge by itself. So if you want to start something similar, or it doesn't even have to be similar, let's say going to a gym, put yourself a timeline that in this specific timeline, I want to do it every single day. Think about it as serious. And it is not about what are you going to get from finishing this experience. It is about who you are becoming within this process. This is the most important thing that you can get from this journey. So I would say set yourself a goal and do something about it every day for a specific time. You're going to get better by finishing it. Now, after I finished this whole skill set project, a lot of people ask me, now what? Am I quitting? Am I stopping making videos? And the answer to it, of course, no. Because this was my whole intention, right? To learn how to make videos. Now, I'm going to be completely transparent with you. I still haven't figured that out completely. So I'm going to be treating this channel as a documentation for myself to see what are the things that I did, to see what are the things that I'm going to do in the future. So when I look back 5 years from now, I'll be like, damn, actually I have everything out there. And if somebody wants to be inspired by it, they can always look back from where all this began. So coming to the future, I would like to make this my living and my day work. So I have to figure out a way how to make money, because let's be honest, ads revenue doesn't really pay the bills. So I will be starting a completely new business from scratch and try to document that along the way. So if you're still watching, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart, because you are the people that made this dream come true. Your support, your attention, every like that you have given me or comment, thank you. That was my whole experience. I hope you enjoyed it and learned something along the way. And I'm excited to take you with me for this next chapter of this whole channel. I was Mr. Hoyt, and I'll see you in the next one. Is this good? All right. Just talk, bro.